I'm Richard Lewis reporting for Cadred.org from DSRAC during the CSS tournament. I'm here with Ollie Hossa Keller from MTW, the German side. They've just nearly had a bit of an upset against the Icelandic team of Twisted Play. Ollie, what happened?
Well, we had some issues with the computers in the beginning and we weren't really focused on the game, but in the end we've been quite good.
Well, you say there was some computer problems. You didn't really seem affected by that. You actually seem to play quite well, and you are on the same PCs as everybody else, and so I mean, was it really that, or do you think this is maybe a little psychological issue?
I think it's a psychological issue because for me it's easy. I just go to any computer and I just play my game. And like players like Andre, at home they've got the sickest internet, the sickest computer. They always have some kind of problem.
So a little bit of adjustment when you come to our LAN. Well, here's the next thing. A lot of people have been kind of discussing whether you're going to do well or not. You were in that attacks team that were kind of tipped to do well for Germany out in Copenhagen Games, and it didn't quite go according to plan, although I thought you acquitted yourselves quite well. People now are saying German teams will never do it at LAN, and you're the guys that are most likely to prove that wrong. What do you think about that?
Well, to me, I love that statement, to be honest, because we can't fail. Everyone thinks we will fail, and so I believe, well, we play probably more LANs than everyone else because we've got the IFG almost every week, and we know that we can play the same on LAN, but in the end it's always like small details which decide if you win or lose, and in the past we haven't been very lucky. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about making your own luck. I mean, you've got some very good and competent players in your team. I've often wondered why it doesn't quite click for you at times. Like, for example, Patrick, I think he's a great AWPer on his day, and he seems to be a little bit inconsistent. Is this an experience thing? Is this like something that they'll grow or develop into?
No, I don't think so. It's like it's a mental thing. Like Patrick, he needs a good day. He needs to be hot. He needs to he wants to play. And as soon as something's going wrong with the computer or someone is raging, he'll play bad. So it's a mental thing. But I hope this time we'll be better.
Cool. Let's talk about the favourites for the competition. In your opinion, who is that?
Well, as usual, Reason, Very Games. The Canadian guys from Dynamic are pretty good. We played them several times. Yeah, that's about those three and us.
And is there any dark horses? I watched some of your fellow Germans earlier in the former TBH Zeus. I know they're only an EAS side, but yeah. I got to say I wasn't really impressed at all with the standard. You know, is there anyone you think might be able to surprise?
Maybe SK.
Okay.
Maybe SK. Like if Tornado Tony plays the way he plays on the internet, they can be very dangerous. Okay.
And here's a final question. I know obviously at Cadred we've got a lot of UK users. Huds G, which is in the background here. Do you want to come over for a moment, George? We'll just bring you into view. What's it like playing with someone from the UK? I mean, is that kind of, you'll have had to change some of your linguistic habits with your calling. Has it been a big transition for you?
Well, no, not at all, because we all speak English, we all understand English, and we just had to adjust a few things, but in the end it's easy.
And what about you, George? I mean, you're here with Germans. This is like your first kind of LAN event where you haven't been playing with the usual group of UK people. No Henry here to hold your hand this time around. How does it feel?
Good. I mean, I think we'll do well. It feels good to play with the Germans. It feels nice playing in the National League. Every week you have good games.
Speak louder.
Every week you have good games, Ollie. No, I think yeah, it's good to play for a German side. I just hope when it comes to crunch time, we do what we can do online and in boot camp and practice. And if we don't, I'll be a bit disappointed because I don't see a reason why we shouldn't be the best.
Well, I'm sure all of Germany and maybe a little bit of the UK are all behind you, and thanks very much for taking the time to talk to me today. To all of you out there on Cadred.org, be sure to stay tuned to the site. I've got to mention as well as having video content and interviews and match reports and all the rest of the stuff, we do have some photos from Enrique. He's been getting very upset that I've been leaving him out. So stay tuned for all the coverage of DSRAC.